Let me just cut straight to the chase. This video is a bit unusual as to what I normally do, but nonetheless, I felt the need to share this with the rest of you guys. Obviously, this video may not reach a lot of people because of the given topic, but I surely hope that whoever stumbles across this topic or this video, it reaches the right individual. I'm here to raise awareness and give a huge shout out to all my solo developers out there. Despite what genre you're working on or the nature of the game development can often then not feel like an ongoing task that never reaches a certain milestone. You proceed with fixing one thing, but then it weakens the other two, and so on and so forth. There's gaming studios out there that handle tasks with a carefully designed development team that's been hired for that particular position. People in charge of different things and responsibilities. You have people coding the game, you have people working on animation, level design, art design, you name it. Despite having a full paid development team working on these games full time, yet the mistakes are still being made and complications still arise. And those mistakes are being made by studios that have a substantial amount of money, let alone a very significant amount of employees that can surely patch an issue. Those studios have the money to be able to make those mistakes and handle them accordingly. The kind of money that is there as a safety net to ensure that people working on the game, their time is still valuable and worth the frustration. But then on the other hand, you have people that develop games out of passion and love for games. Sure, those people can also be classified as self-motivated individuals that want success in life and, more importantly, have something to be proud of. Those are the people we call solo developers. Those are the people that wear different hats. They're the CEO and the janitors at the same time. There's no difference in workflow between a solo developer and a studio that has a fully employed development team working on the game. However, there is a huge difference in their environment if you put one and the other side by side. Meanwhile, a big studio is handled with a proper workflow process. A solo developer, on the other hand, has a lot more hills to climb. Just to clarify, development as a whole is a very frustrating process, and I'm not saying that one is better than the other. However, what I am saying though is that what a single development team has to embrace and deal with, a solo developer has to do it in tenfold, because he or she is working alone, and the world relies on one individual to save us all, so to speak. A couple of years ago, when I was only beginning to cover survival games on my channel, one of the few developers, one of my first developers I reached out to, was a guy working on the game called Re.Poly. It's a survival game. I reached out to a solo developer and the message was simple, straight to the point. And of course, he graciously agreed to send me a copy of the game so I could raise awareness and talk about it, perhaps bring more attention to it. As a matter of fact, I still have it up on my channel. You can check it out. I will certainly leave a link to it. At some point, sometime later, he seemed to go back and forth with his ideas and kept on updating his community along the way, do everything a professional development team should do, except he was one-man army. I remember he at some point erased the whole map and decided to make a new one from scratch, bring a little refresher for his community, and mind you, making a new map alone is a lot of work, but he did it. Then this morning, as I'm recording this video, he published a note on Steam, and I just have to read it to you guys because I truly felt it, and I felt it pretty hard on his behalf. And it goes like this. Hey, girls and guys, I'm very sad to tell you that I am not able to finish the work I have started 5 years ago. It was a hell of a journey, and as old-time players may know, I did running in circles all the time. I changed the map 4 times, changed systems forward and backward just to do something, quote-unquote, but not finishing the game and do the right thing. I was lost most of the time. As a single developer, I can say, never start something that is too big for you, and I can tell that this project is much too big for me alone. It is sad but true. The game will be removed. I don't know when, but it is in the hands of Steam to do it. I am really sorry for all the hope I fired in you, and I can understand if people do not like it, but I have to do it. I have to quit. It was my baby that I wanted to raise, but simply was not strong for it. A hard step for me, but it is necessary for my mental health to quit before I get broke. Again, sorry for disappointing you. And basically, for those of you wondering, he was talking about the Re.Poly, which is once again an open world survival game that I have covered on this channel. It had the right foundation to get going and the right system already implemented in the game. It was fairly well optimized and had some cool features already in it. But clearly there was a bigger picture, a picture that none of us seen coming. His message really stood out to me the whole entire time, and I could just feel the knife-stabbing pain he had go through while shutting down a project that he just poured so much freaking time into. 5 years is a long time and a big chunk of his life that will never see the daylight ever again. I mean, that's 5 Christmas nights, 5 Thanksgivings, and just a ton of memories and most importantly sleepless nights working on this game that unfortunately never got paid or recognized the right way. It's essentially choosing to starve your own child in order to not drown both. But I'm happy and proud of him for choosing his mental health most importantly over his project, even if it means letting go. Making a game is essentially an investment of time, finances, you name it. Just like I said, 5 years is a long time to do anything. Some of us can't keep a steady employment for that long. But it was clearly his passion that may have taken a very unfortunate turn. But he's clearly a loving father with a big heart for his family, and I hope that the right people will stumble across his work and talent and hopefully work with them at some point in the future. You can check his game out on Steam. The name is Re.Poly. It sounds like it'll be removed here very shortly on Steam. But I felt the need to share this with you guys. Game development is hard work. There's a lot going on behind the closed doors. The moral of the story is, count your blessings, but there is nothing in this world worth your mental health and your happiness.